I'm in shelter. Please just help me. I don't want to die. Help me, please. Bóyá kó ṣe bye.
Àwa ilé-iṣẹ́ Lagos State, àwa rẹ́dí àti gbẹ́jọ́ ìlọ court. Àmọ́ ẹ̀rí dà. Ẹlẹ́rìí dà. Bàbá Mohbad ò sí mẹ́gbà tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Kò lè dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹlẹ́rìí pé ó bá ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Torí tó bá jẹ́ pé ó wà ń bẹ̀ ni pẹ̀lú bó ṣe sọ pé òun fẹ́ mọ òkú tó kọ́ mọ. Ẹni tó bá tọ́ka sí ni ọlọ́pàá máa gbé. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tó wà ń bẹ̀ òun ni àdúrà. Ọmọ ìyá ọmọ bàbá. Ẹni tó wà ń bẹ̀ ni ìyàwó. Àti ìrìbí tó ti sọ pé òun báyìí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Òun tó sọ abẹ́rẹ́ nọ́ọ̀sì kẹrẹ wọ́n ṣe ọkọ̀ wọn gbé lọ́lé ẹjọ́ ànàbí fi ń dá yín lójú tó bá ṣe ìwádìí yẹn parí dandan ẹ rí i pé nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn òkú ló padà wá kò tọ́jú Mohbad láàyè wọ́n tẹ́kẹ̀ fún wa ni. So lábẹ́ bó tilẹ̀ òkú orí ṣé ohun ta fẹ́ máa ṣe lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà lélẹ̀ ẹni tó bá ti mọ̀ pé irú tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Mohbad yẹn o nígbà tó ti bí òun o ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì tó gbóhùn lọ àbí mọ́ṣáláṣí ó fọwọ́ sẹ́ irú ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ sóhun kó bọ́ta sọ pé Mohbad kò yẹ kó gba justice. So tá bá ti ṣe gbogbo eléyìí pẹ̀lú eléyìí tó wá ṣẹ̀wá jáde fún wa yìí pẹ̀lú fídíò yìí alàgbà kò sẹ́ni tó mú àdúrà ní pápá ẹlẹ́dàá Mohbad òkú ọ̀run ló dá láàmú tó ní lọ jẹ́wọ́ ó fúnra ẹ̀ kọ́ ni nígbà tó wá kọ́ kò sọ kó ṣe kó sọ ohun tójú ẹ̀rí nìkan ó ní àní ẹ̀rí tún wà tẹ́ bá fi mọ̀ pé nǹkan ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ wọ́n wá send the video 3 seconds ẹjọ́ ọlọ́pàá wá sọ fún wa pé lábẹ́ fídíò yìí o àwọn òní kankan táwọn lè mú jáde ń bẹ̀ mọ́ kò possible àwọn ọlọ́pàá apá kan lè sọ pé kò possible torí àmọ́ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kò ń ṣe gbogbo ọlọ́pàá náà ló ṣe kì í ṣe abẹ́mọ̀ kò ń ṣe gbogbo ọlọ́pàá náà ló fẹ́ máa gbàgbọ́ de ẹni tó bá gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lórí ìlú yìí àbí ṣé ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà ń ta dá wọn lẹ̀ fún ni pé kó máa dáàbò bo ẹni tó bá ń pa èèyàn ǹjọ́ tiẹ̀ bójú mu ṣọ́ṣe gbọ́ ìyẹn ló fà á tó pé tí a bá ti rí ìgbésẹ̀ èmi o ọmọ Nàìjíríà ní mímì kì í ṣe ẹrú ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ẹrú òun lè sọ àmọ́ mi ò kì í ṣe ẹrú lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ohun tó bá ti lè mú tí ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà ò rí ìgbésẹ̀ gbé lórí eléyìí tó tún fẹ́ da owó pẹ̀lú àlùmọ̀rọ̀kọ́rọ̀ yìí dájúdájú kò sí tí wọn ò ní máa pa nípa ìfọwọ́fọwọ́sínú wa ìwọ tó bá bímọ ọkọ̀ bímọ lẹ̀ irú àwọn ọlọ́pàá báyìí wọn ní náà ní ẹ̀ kí ló dé táwa ní ṣe ìwọ́de gidi kó má bàa di ìwọ́de tó máa le jù kó tètè bá wa ṣe òun la ṣe sọ́lẹ̀ tàbá kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe ìwọ́de ilé ò ṣe ìwọ́de àṣẹlẹ̀kan lọ ìwọ́de ilé máa le ju ensars lọ tó bá ń gbọ́kọ́gbọ́ tó bá mú èmi wọ́n parọ́ mọ́ mi ní o wọ́n tì mí mọ́lé ní o wọ́n pa mí ní o ẹ continue èmi ò lè fíìlì pẹ́ẹ́nì kankan mọ́ tí bá ti lọ ẹ̀yin tẹ bá wà tẹ bá ń fíìlì ẹni pẹ́ẹ́nì ẹ jẹ́ kí pẹ́ẹ́nì yẹn kẹ sọ́ di pé òun tẹ fẹ́ gbára yín lọ́wọ́ àwọn amúnisìn kẹ continue ẹ láti dìde ẹ láti jà torí ẹ nílùú mi o kò sí ìlú tẹ fẹ́ lọ ní àgbáyé second class citizen lọ́wọ́ máa pè ìdí rèé tó yẹ pé lábẹ́ bó tilẹ̀ òkò rí wọ́n fẹ́ wọ́n kọ̀ wọ́n láti tọ pinpin torí àdúrà fún rẹ̀ ti sọ pé fídíò yẹn o ó wà o 12 minutes ni ó dẹ̀ wà lórí fóònù kejì ẹjọ́ kí ló dé tọ́lọ́pàá máa ṣe fún àwọn òfẹ́ rí kí ló dé tọ́lọ́pàá ṣe ní pé dandan tàbá wọ́ọ̀dì àwọn òtún ní dá wa lóhùn irú ọlọ́pàá àtijọba bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣètò àti parun torí bọ́lọ́pàá ṣe lágbára tó bí sójà ṣe lágbára tó olórí agbára ọwọ́ aráàlú ló wà àfi tí a bá mọ ipò wa tàbá ṣe rírà wa bí ẹrú aláti fi ìfẹ́ ká fi sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ká jà fún ìlú wa torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa àtọ̀mọ́ wa ni. All this evidence, if we keep them on social media alone, it will not yield results. The truth is, even as we are having this press conference, if we don't take decisive actions by compiling all we have as evidence, you know, it's quite surprising that we believe that everything we throw on social media are seen by the police. No. They will only see the ones they can see. Some they might not be able to even comprehend. And, you know, don't forget that there is court of social media. Sometimes the police will not want to meddle into all that. But whatever case, whatever it is, that aspect, now that we are asking that higher police command should take over, it is not out of place if they revisit the case. Revisiting it, within 2 weeks, they will crack it. As a matter of fact, full forensic can still be done. Of course, there are other things that digital evidence are still lying there. Don't forget that, toxicology is still in progress. And at the end of the day, this kind of complaint, we will take it in. The legal counsel, I believe that angle is also crucial. We can always include that. So maybe you should respond to that aspect, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yomi Fabiyi. I will restrict myself to the legal aspect of it. We know this, we're talking of criminal investigation and prosecution in this matter. If it is civil, there's what we call limitation law. If I slap you, if I offend you in a way that you feel you should seek redress, if you don't do that within stipulated time under the law, you're right to seeking redress, maybe go and gone forever. But in criminal matter, anytime fresh evidence is stumbled upon, then that's another cause of action as far as criminal prosecution is concerned. But don't forget, we can say so much. Maybe under our roofs, in our rooms, in our closet, we can talk so much. We're saying this. Court is a court of law. Court of justice according to law. The evidence presented is what the court will rely upon in resolving issues. Don't forget, as a call, clarion call to the citizen, I want to address that too as well. If you are called upon to sit up and take care of your rights, in legal magazine said, equity will not hate indolence. You don't sleep over your rights. And we've done this for a long while. That we've said it is a wise thing. That wise man, that wise woman who keeps quiet in a period of moral crisis, he said, hottest part of the earth should be reserved for him. If we are accessory to any evidence, a fact that may prove and establish a case in court, definitely we should not spare it. It's even a criminal offense to withhold evidence from court. So if someone is having a report that is withholding, all these things are in the public domain, but may not be before the court. But I can assure you, no matter how fast falsehood will run, one day truth will catch up with it. Thank you, sir.
Are you satisfied? All right. Next question. Okay. State your name, please.
My name is Oyebanji Samson Olariwaju. Gone are those days when we were following the Chief Gani Fahimi of blessed memory. We enhances our tentacles from all federations. But it seems the echoes of this justice for Mohbad presently now is being specialized or being enhanced in Lagos State. I don't know if you can do like this. Let us select each representative from NANS, from East, from North, from West, South, East, North, Central, all regions. You understand now? Let us find a day that people from the East will go to their own National Assembly, State Assembly from each state. From North to their North. They are not clamoring for Mohbad now. They are clamoring for youth. You understand? They will write it in the language that they will understand. The Yoruba people from the West will write Orola Leda. Orola Leda. They will now take the placard in Yoruba to all state assemblies in Yoruba in West. People from the East also will take their own similar to that. Then from north, then their government, Lagos State government, we know that he has passed his boundary. When somebody can be saying, is it only Mohbad? Ṣé Mohbad ló kọ́kọ́ máa kú ni? If I want to be in that campaign, they should come and arrest me. I will slap that governor, and I will go to court. I will defend him. I will defeat him. Why is that? I'm paying tax. My grandfather is paying tax. He's a cocoa merchant. You understand? He was a cocoa merchant. My father is paying tax. He was formerly a railway officer. So if governor that is collecting salary, because he's not been governor on free mode, he's collecting salary. Where is he getting salary? It's not from the tax, from the VAT, from everything. Now saying that one to one, say is it only Mohbad? Ṣé Mohbad ló kọ́kọ́ máa kú ni? So that means he's attesting that any of our brother's enemy, our son's enemy, can likewise die. You understand? So let us spread it to that, so that everybody will take placard. There will be a day like that. Maybe if you are doing Lagos, west, our own from the west, people from the north will be doing their own. People from the south will be doing south and east will be doing their own. But they will not enhance this as if it's a Yoruba issue now. It's an issue that emanated or that comes from a youth. You understand now? Then Lagos State, we know that breeze has blown, and hence this thing has been exposed. So everything fell, and the Tilufurokini, and the year. So that is what I think that we have to oblige now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please give a round of applause. First and foremost, thank you. First and foremost, if we all can recall, the first protest that emanated from this Justice for Mohbad was widespread. Yes. It was felt in all the parts of the country and all over the world. And the funny reality is that we don't even have evidence then. We don't even have confession. We don't see something of a clue then. The only thing we saw was bent neck. Now that we have seen Adura coming out to express himself, and the funny part is this, let's be honest with ourselves. Whether Adura, whether Damola Ainde, the Abib guy in court, they were both in the house when Mohbad passed on. If that case went on, one of them will go to prison. Exactly. And now, under the Lagos State government and Lagos State Police Command, they want to settle that kind of a case. And yet, our own concern about the confession and the video will not be touched. And you want to accept that. No. And you think people in the north will accept that. No. And you think people in the east will accept that. No. Whether there is hunger, whether there is this, there is that in the country, the most important thing is that we want to live. Yeah. And we want to enjoy the time we have. Yeah. If in our own country, the case of murder will be swept under the carpet, or will be getting the backing of the Nigerian police, and the government and political parties will be watching on, then we don't have a country here. Then you and I are not safe. And that is why you need to understand that these are the basic ideology that keep in the society so that we can be perpetually exploited. That is why every day, January to December, go to major embassies, foreign embassies. Nigerians will kill in front of embassies as if there is war in Nigeria. When will that end? One case will set the record straight and will free the nation. We are no longer kids in this country. And it is time for us to understand that the power of the people is sacrosanct. We need to come together. Like I said, we're going to be giving 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, and if there is no motion, there is no decisive action, then we will know and we can easily face and say to the entire Nigerian police force, for now, we have utmost respect that, maybe a section of the Nigerian police is compromised. It's possible, it can happen. But the authority of the Nigerian police, they have the ample opportunity to redeem that image now. and tell those that are trying to hoodwink the Nigerian police name and integrity into this and say, don't do it. If there is anything the youth will frown against, if there is anything all the students in Nigeria will frown against, is that if the institution of the police will openly, blatantly support a murderer, there is no way that kind of police will cease to make sense even in the international community. Because all these games is becoming nuisance and it's preposterous. It's not acceptable. It's not making sense again. How can we report, I'm a citizen? How can I send with my hard-earned stress and money? Look at this case. Look at evidence sent to me. Details of how Mohbad died in a case you are doing. And suddenly they said, we are not going into that. To even harmonize the case become a problem. And that police station will still want to say, we are here to maintain law and order. How does that make sense? Is homicide case not part of law and order? If we fold our hands, we need to make it straight known to them that you might think it is going to be difficult for Nigerian people to revolt and demand for the right. But in this case, it might look, it's not about Mohbad. It's about my life, the life of your son, your daughter. Your daughter will have a lover. Anybody could fall in love with anybody and say, let me go and visit him in Kaduna. Let me go and visit him somewhere. Look at how parents toil and suffer on their children. And somebody will strangle that child and say, I'm angry. Without recourse to your effort on your child. That is what they want us to accept as a society. They know Mohbad was killed in that house. They know it. And at the end of the day, they want to tell the public that we are irrelevant. That the Nigerian public, we don't even matter. That our lives means nothing. That they can use the tool of government and the institution of government. And I can tell you for free, this does not represent what the president of this country, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, stands for. He is a Democrat. Trust me. Forget about, everybody will say so many lies. Most of his political enemies, look at them, those that betrayed him, those that didn't, they are alive. He still forgive them. He has simplified that you can disagree and then agree. If it was disagreement that happened between Mohbad and whoever took his life, why can't they spare his life? Why can't they learn from Asiwaju, from his political enemies? So what are you telling me? Nobody should use the name of a president to actually think he will support them taking the life of another person, not on their lives. So Mr. President, it is not our intention to eat the polity. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, it is not our intention to eat the polity. But if you fail to listen to the yearning of the public and you're making it look like we are stupid, we are irrelevant, and not take decisive action with this new lead within 2 weeks, we will give times 3 of NSAS. We will give times 3 of NSAS. Trust me. Yomi Fabiyi, I will never back down. I will never back down. I can tell you for free, you all know me, I will never back down. If I say it, I will go straight and I will stand, even if I'm standing alone. I will ensure I fight for the future of my children and the children of the other friends and other citizens and the old ones in this society. It is time for you to understand that the public gave you the power you are using. Yes. Without the public, there is no police. Yes. Without the public, there is no soldiers. Yes. Without the public, there is no governor. Yes. Without the public, there is no president. Yes. Why will you not listen to us in Mohbad's case? Why will you want to listen to criminals? And this is warning. I don't care your status or who you are. If you are part of a syndicate, aiding and abetting the person that took Mohbad's life, it is not just about taking the life. Yes. It is the images, the scenes, and the activities surrounding it that we don't want in our society. Take your hands off if you care about your hard-earned reputation. Because the moment we get to know you are involved, before you take our lives, we'll end your relevance. God will come after you. Amen. The way Pharaoh went after the children of Israel and vanished in the Red Sea, all of you together, including your children, will never be relevant against in this country. We are going to be coming for you and we're coming with full force. We're not backing down. Thank you.
Thank you. Allah will strengthen you more.
Good afternoon. My name is Ajia Kudirat Balogun, hapening on TikTok. Mr. Yomi, may the Almighty God continue to guide you. Bless you. You will not use your children for justice for by the grace of God, we are going higher, higher, higher. Nobody will kill you by the grace of God Almighty. People are with you, and I'm with you too. To me, please, Mr. Yomi, I want to just give you an advice. Why can't you write a letter with your NGO, letterhead paper, to the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and set some things inside? Again, write another one to Governor Sanwo-Olu before that 2 weeks. When 2 weeks now ends, they know what to do. Please, that's my own advice. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Please give her a round of applause. I want to believe that is a valid piece of advice, and I would do as you said, ma'am. In the next 3 days, we'll ensure that this gets to the President. Trust me, like I said, the Nigerian police at the high level, higher than the Lagos State Police Command, they are already on the matter. But of course, anything can happen. You know, we just have to continue to do what is right and continue to speak. I'm not going to be writing off the protest because that is a language most political associations, you know, political parties and governments tend to listen to. And none of us really die. When we protest the first time for Mohbad, did anybody die?
No.
Was any public property looted?
No.
So why should anybody make it look like peaceful protest is not your right? Peaceful protest is fundamental human right. It is a language of the oppressed. And that is what we are suggesting. But of course, that is a valid angle to it. We're going to be writing, and we'll do exactly as you said, and I will put it on my social media that I've done it. I have the number of the special advisor to the president on media, and I will try and pass it to him and a few other persons in the presidency. The chief of staff to the president is an old student of Igobi College, which I'm also an old student, ICOBA. So, chief of staff, if you're listening to me, up I see, say. We're going to be sending in the letter. Hopefully, they will react to it before that time. But trust me, Nigerian youths, Nigerian students, National Association of Nigerian Students, this is a clarion call. It is the future and the soul of this country. It is time for us to pass the message to the government if this is what they want to use the Nigerian police to do. But hopefully, they will prove to us that that is not the case. But we have to set a date. I'm not backing down on the 2 weeks time, but I will do exactly as you said. And I want to believe within 5 days, they should be able to get the letter and respond to us, and we'll see positive reaction. So that is it, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
She said something. Oni kuto yeki Liam ku ni Mohbad ku. Yes, sir. Oni kuto yeki Liam ku ni Mohbad, and they are not doing anything. If the wife can come out and set the son in her hand, is emergency Igbo so lo fafa. Ipe the iku to yeki Liam ko ku, oni oko òun ku, ẹni tó ń pè ní bàbá ọmọ. Then definitely there's something patience. Uncle Yomi, my legal daddy and co. Please, can you say something about that?
Now, excuse me. One thing we are saying, and I think it is still the same thing we are saying, this matter needs to be investigated.
God bless you.
investigation as it is now is still at the lowest ebb. For instance, the matter my colleagues was in court for today was at the instance of a petition written from our office. And when the petitioner, the complainant, when will he now become a what are you?
Spectator. I'm a spectator.
Anyway, there is always a way around all those situations. When the chiefs are down, if my petition is not properly investigated, maybe there is a trial based on another petition, not at the instance of my petition. That my petition is kept in limbo. It is still alive. It will be later made reference to, and the petition will not die. It's either I withdraw it or it was invalidated. That no, this petition has no, it has no name of the petitioner, or there is no, if that one is not done, if a wishy-washy trial is put up based on that, then we will refer back to that. Now, on that statement and many other, don't forget I said all these things, if they are not before the court, then they are not evidence. Yet, if they are before the court, then questions will be asked. When questions are asked, decision, opinion of the court will be drawn from it. And we will know if justice has been served or not. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Yomi, good afternoon, sir. Firstly, my name is Porter Bright from Abeokuta, Ogun State. My name is Porter Bright from Abeokuta, Ogun State. I want to ask a question. Time next 2 weeks. Time will not Paris. Because last of the Abeokuta at Masheke, I'm not buying with one chance at all. I want to stop it. Give us the time you are starting and time we should end it. Thank you, God bless you.
All right. That's a very valid question. Normally, as students, as patriots, as activists, as justice fighters, naturally you should know that when you want to protest and you're protesting genuinely on your rights, it is expected that they want to say, okay, don't protest or go back in or none of that. One thing we will do is this. Let's put it this way. Maybe the first day, please, decorum. The first day, we might do daytime. We'll be strategic. That's a very good question. The moment we pick a date and I announce that we're fighting, even if you don't see me announcing, picture it that in the next 2 Wednesdays, in the next fortnight, if nothing comes up, whether I am alive or dead, whether I'm in prison or not, whether I'm in police cell or not, pick it up and fight for yourself and fight for this country. But the strategy you should look into, start with daytime. But please, if you pick a date, a time, if you say you want to converge 8 a.m., everybody should time themselves from their house. Know when and what time you get to that place by that 8 a.m. If it's going to take you 2 hours from your house before 8 a.m., leave 2 hours on time. If it's going to take you 15 minutes, leave 16 minutes. Everybody should arrive there at the same time. There is always a strength in numbers. Don't let them, if you converge in small units, police will be there and say, yeah, go. And if you are going to be meeting up in a place, converge in a place ahead of them. If you want to meet in, let me say in Olumoro, you might meet where probably on Itoko, this road, very close to Olumoro. I'm just giving an instance if you are in Abeokuta. So that way, we can start with for 3 days, daytime, 7 to 5 p.m. Day 1, day 2, day 3. If nothing is now done, then we have to start doing overnight. If after 7 days, nothing is done, then we have to tell all the public offices governor's office, everyone, stay in your house. You are not representing us again. Because there is no way the government and the police will be boldly telling the public that we will cover up murderers. Injustice to one is injustice to all. This case of Mohbad is news setting. Every parent, everybody wants to know what actually by Mohbad. You want us to go to bed without knowing. We want closure. It's not because that is where we're going to feed. Knowing what by Mohbad is already in our medulla oblongata. It's already in our it's a mental health issue. Because the picture we are seeing is still resonating. And the people in public authority are saying, go and flush your brain. We are not going to listen to you. We can't flush it. The only thing that can flush our brain of Mohbad's case is justice. And I don't want to believe, they're going to leave us and allow us to, because it's our country. It doesn't belong to them. They are only custodians. We are all equal. We are all citizens. So let's start with 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. where necessary. Start with daytime. When for 3 days, nothing, then we'll start, going overnight. You understand? That's good. Thank you. But don't involve violence. When police come, it's your right to protest. At this case, you're not even going to notify police again. They don't deserve our notification again. They don't deserve it because they are the one after us. Okay? So in this instance, we're not notifying the police again. If they do nothing, we will take to the street without recourse to them. And if they come to chase us, we will chase them back to their stations. If necessary, we'll chase them out of their stations. Go home. If you have failed in Mohbad's case, you are failing in most of all the cases, and we can't trust you. So the best thing is to regain and return the trust back. If they care so much about the institution. Do you understand? So please do not entertain fear. Do not entertain you're going to die. God has never promised anybody that you're not going to die. But what are you going to die for? Die for something. Die for something. Stand and stand for something. That is when your life and existence will make meaning. They will keep taking our lives and they will keep using the public institution to cover up such acts because they believe, and when they go, they value for that, and me alone protect life that you are not even promised to live forever. You are now guiding it. Don't kill me. I don't know. Who told you that even if you preserve that life, you will not? Stand for something and fight for your future. Trust me, none of us will die eventually.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. My name is Sumola Olajide, aka Onili Aloba, from Olori Ebi official platform. I will be asking my question in Yoruba, and I think I want to ask the legal team. Thank you. Sir, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, kí ló lè fà á nírú case báyìí tí àwọn èèyàn ti pariwo síta? 15 people ló wà nínú ilé yẹn as at the time tí kìíní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀. Up till this moment, up till now, none of the 15 ni wọ́n detain. Yes, sir, ó dẹ̀ máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tá a máa ń rí tó jẹ́ wípé tó bá jẹ́ bus stop lásán lèèyàn ti kú. Even àwọn tó bá gbàgbẹ́ kọjá ọlọ́pàá máa rí ìdí wọn fún wọn. So lórí eléyìí, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tí ò sí kankan nu wọn tán detain láti investigate? Ṣófin náà ni àbí ó ní nǹkan mi, sir? Thank you, sir.
Mo mọ̀ pé mátà yìí wọ́n ààrẹ àwọn suspect kan. Wọ́n mọ àwọn suspect kan. And you know, in any criminal matter, there will be prime suspects. Prime suspects mean pé àwọn ilé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ mú wọn because they are actually at the local criminals. Ibi tí nǹkan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo wọn wà ń bẹ̀. Even kó jẹ́ bàbá yàn, kó jẹ́ ìyá yàn, kó jẹ́ àbúrò, ẹ̀gbọ́n. Téèyàn kan bá ṣàtìkú níbì kan, gbogbo àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ti di prime suspects. Torí pé wọ́n wà níbi tí nǹkan yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Now, in criminal justice administration, then thorough investigation should be done. Very, very thorough. That's why in the United States or first world countries, you see a case file, once it is open, it is there for 40 years. Even so, insofar as they continue investigation, they have not made the iron cast evidence to charge these people to court or to prosecute them, the case file will continue to be open. Ó dìgbà tí wọ́n bá conclude the investigation lórí pé àwọn ti rí iron cast evidence mean pé evidence tó jẹ́ pé nobody can discredit even in court examination whatever court máa dìde pẹ̀lú ó dẹ̀ máa gbà wọlé ó dẹ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀. So eléyìí àwọn sound criminal justice administration nìyẹn. But Nigeria, a lot of, like Komina has said, a lot of things interplay, compromise and all that, corruption, so you cannot rule all these things, all these facets out. But where there is a sound criminal justice system, in fact, all these people will have to be investigated thoroughly and the investigation should be concluded and charged to court. Justice in this case only requires three cardinal things. 1, thorough investigation. 2, arrest of suspects.
And now that is staring everybody in the face, you are sending your children out in the day, you don't know what becomes of them. You are only happy when your children return back to you at night. Is that your country? Is that your country? So I want to believe, maybe this one, I believe so much in the core of this organization, and that is why we are working with them. And just like we've said, there may be amendment to some plans and some things. We are going to give advice, legal advice, to the organization. Elijah gave one the other time. But in the meantime, why is it difficult to do the right thing? Why should I write a petition and my petition will now be subordinated into someone's? I will now be made to be a standby and onlooker in my own petition. Questions must be asked. Do you know most of the times all these things are not even in the system, but individual actions here and there? Are we saying even there are hierarchy in the Nigerian police, for instance? If Lagos command is not doing my case very well, I can go elsewhere. I can go to the next level. I can do it and I continue to do it until justice is achieved. And I think that is what this body, this congregation is out for. We are singling Mohbad case out. We are making it a reference point, a point of contact for needless killing, needless death, needless loss of lives that we are seeing every now and then. And we strongly believe that we will get to the bottom of this.
Like I have opined severally, as a matter of fact, when I decided to go fully into this justice for Mohbad, when I realized that almost a year plus, there is a snail process in the whole quest for justice, no evidence, and they are in Corona court, they're waiting for toxicology. What I deduced is that one of the reasons why the case could not go to trial was lack of key evidence and witness. And I understand that there is need for us to have digital and video evidence. So I proceeded to the estates, Royal Pine Estate, where Mohbad actually lived, and I was able to move around, and I was lucky to move into some facilities to get some first-hand incidents. And again, the CCTV in Mohbad's house, there was somebody in that estate who came on my live show, told me that the person that built Mohbad's house, the same developer built their own houses, or majority of the houses in that axis in the estate, that they have CCTV installation. And it turns out to be true eventually, though they were able to threaten the person severally that she backed off from our claims. But before she could back off, she told me Mohbad belonged to the WhatsApp of landlords on that estate. Again, when we were able to get court injunction through the police, not the Lagos State Police Command, Aya Police Command, were able to get access into the house, and we saw that from the experts that we took down, the CCTV experts, they confirmed that no, this is a CCTV installation. And the only reason why they could not uproot the complete cables that would transmit images was because it was conduit. You know, before they have to take all the wires out, it's going to take probably building or tearing the whole stuff out. So they couldn't. And that is where we were like, why didn't maybe the family and, you know, the legal team then, the police, did they see that? It was when the police that we went together, when they investigated, like, wow, what's going on? But it's still the same police. And I still believe in the Nigerian police until they prove otherwise in the next 2 weeks. So, the CCTV in Mohbad's house, it must come out. And that is one of the reasons why Madam Teddy is emphasizing that the moment Prime Boy made mention of CCTV, there was an attempt to quell it and extinguish it. Because for almost a year, everybody just accepted that there was no CCTV. So now, the police, they would have to do everything humanly possible to ensure that the CCTV in Mohbad's house, they should dig deep, and we will be surprised, and we'll even commend them. If they crack it and they eventually bring out the CCTV, they know where it is. Because in the room, there is traces of a TV, a screen, where the CCTV, you know, projects on. And then the wires over there. Do you understand? So, part of the things we're going to be reminding the police, if they decide to look back into this case, the public is asking that they should lift the case file from the Lagos State Police Command and the higher authority take over and start afresh. Within 1 week, they will get the truth. It's no longer far-fetched. So they will look into the aspect of the CCTV. We'll include it. It's possible, right? We'll include it in our concerns, and they should be able to unravel that. Social media is grooming children now. We need to give time for our children and works. We need to start engaging and raising children the right way, to understand that you need to be looking for things that will be of communal benefit. We should stop our selfish aggrandizement. Everything is about ourselves. You go to church, you go to mosque, you go to shrines, about you. We should start thinking about Nigeria. Nigeria is the ultimate that we have. If we take care of Nigeria, it will take care of all of us. And that is why we must stand up. In the next 2 weeks, we must be able to pass the right message on key things that concerns all of us. Taking people's life is all of us business. And how life will be preserved, value for human lives, is our business. Mohbad's life was taken without dignity and recourse to what he has as a dream. And that could be a gift you want to pass to another person, including your child. You coming up and standing up in the next 2 weeks will put a stop to it. It will be reduced to the barest minimum. Because we have to be united in one voice and say, this can never be who and what represents us as a nation. It's quite sad. You know, those voice notes is making me get weaker. But it will look like Mohbad just died last week. Trust me, I know the government, they will dare us. They will say nothing will happen. They will make attempts. They will start with the persecution and lies. They will do it. But I am telling you, don't back down. I am already sacrificing myself, whatever they like they should do with me. The public, you made me. You gave me the name I have. I want to give back to the public. And if whatever is going to be coming to me is persecution, attacks, lies, I'll take it on your behalf. But please, don't let it go down the drain without you fighting. You must never, it's your country. The public will never go down. Fight on and ensure that justice is served. Let this case stand as a study case that will represent us all over the world, that we as a nation, we value human lives, and we will never allow any public institution to toe the path of criminality so blatantly. This one is too glaring. They think we are slaves. They think if they are in government position or public institution, then the rest of the citizens, we are irrelevant. They believe we are raised with fear. Please, homes, parents, raise children with the ability to express themselves. Stop using torture as a means of correcting children at home. It is adding to the fear those people in government are using as a return back to us.
But in all that we've said today, we will need, in fact, there is urgency now for us to compile all these things. You may be surprised. All these things may not be at the domain of the police. It may not be with them. Let it get to them officially now. And that is what our office is going to embark upon any time from now. We are going to compile all the evidence, all these things. We are not saying they did it, but let it be investigated. Is there any complicity in this? Let's see. It's not for us to say, okay, this person did this, but he said this, he acted this way. Let's see, is there a way it links with the commission of the crime being investigated? So we are going to do that. We are going to put all these things in one box, and we will now follow it up.
What we're going to do is let's keep close tab. Let's be resolute. We're going to be following the piece of advice. We'll write as quickly as possible to the governor as well as the president. Silence, please. Silence, please. Please. We'll write to the governor. We'll write to the president as advised. But of course, like I said earlier, we're not writing out the fact that if nothing comes up in the next 2 weeks, this is in 2 Wednesdays, we should be able to stand up together as a society. Nigerian students, the youth, lawyers, activists, everybody, let us come together. It is not in the place of the politicians and the government to tell us that we will not protest. If we will not protest, it is with the public who will see reason why we should not protest. Because we don't enjoy protesting. It is our sweat and our time that we want to sacrifice. So if we don't get anything in the next 2 weeks, then probably we should know that the police and the government are in war against the people. And then we will tell them the power belongs to the people. And don't back down on that except we see positive result before then. So let's keep it close tab and keep that to our hearts.